Vivo is back. Hey guys, it's your Tech Girl Mary and welcome back to our YouTube channel. For today, pag-uusapan natin yung pinakabagong mid-range phone nila, which is again the vivo V29 5G. This time guys, they will be launching one smartphone for this series. If you remember, medyo fresh pa sa atin yung vivo V27. That's because this year lang din siya ni-launch. So, pangalawa na to this year sa kanilang series. So ano bang bago dito sa vivo V29 5G? It still has the Aura Light concept, pero this time it has a dedicated color-changing illuminator. It also has a higher resolution display. And yes, they are introducing the water and dust resistance for the very first time on a non-flagship Vivo phone. Actually, in terms of competition, wala tayong smartphone na makikita na nasa same price segment nito na mayroong IP rating. Not like it's super big deal, pero kung hindi kayo palapalit ng smartphone at every 2 to 3 years kayo bago mag-upgrade, you might want that added protection. Packaging-wise, hindi masyado nagbago. Meron lang siyang bilog dito because of the Aura Light feature on the vivo V29. Yung colorway pala na napunta sa akin is yung purple. This also has a 12 gig of RAM with 256 gig of storage. This is how the purple looks like. Medyo light lang siya tignan sa camera. Pero in person guys, saktong purple siya. Napansin ko, every time ititilt ko yung phone, parang meron siyang alon sa ilalim. Hindi siya kita dito or hindi nagre-register ng maayos. Pero in person guys, ang ganda in fairness. Hindi mawawala yung clear jelly case and paperwork, yung panundot natin, USB-C cable, and of course, the 80 watts power brick from Vivo. Okay, so itong vivo V29 guys, shares a lot of design language doon sa kanyang predecessor na vivo V27. Meron itong curved screen in front and a curved back with a rectangular camera module. Kung mapapansin nyo rin, yung camera system niya now includes a bigger main camera, an ultra-wide sensor, and a larger Aura ring light. And if you will be looking closely, it features micro-sized magnetic particles that reflects light in a special way. Kaya medyo may pagka-unique yung design nitong vivo V29. Pero mapapansin nyo lang to guys kung tititigan nyo ng maigi. But do take note, yung UV-sensitive color-changing back panel previously sa mga vivo V smartphones is no longer available on this model. Now, if you want a color-changing phone, you might want to consider yung isa pang color nito, which is the Magic Maroon. It also is the standard layout of a smartphone. USB-C, speaker grill, and dual SIM tray sa ilalim. We also got the power button and volume rockers on the right. Despite it being slim, in fairness naman guys, this vivo V29 is tactile and easily reachable yung kanyang buttons. And of course, durability-wise, the vivo V29 is on par with the flagship phones we have now. Alam naman natin na mga modern-day flagship devices ngayon ay may IP68 water and dust resistance. Sa totoo lang, kung papipiliin ako between a color-changing back panel and an IP68, I'd always go for something that will help the phone durability-wise. Now, in terms of display guys, you will also be not disappointed because mas brighter and better yung meron tayo ngayon. We got a 6.78 inches AMOLED panel with the 120Hz refresh rate. And just like what I mentioned kanina, the panel has higher than most resolutions of 1260 by 800 pixels, making it sharper than most of the panels that we have on this price point. It also supports HDR10+ playback. Also, kung hindi kayo fan ng mga sobrang curved display, like the quad curved display that you guys can see sa Honor 90, then I'm pretty sure magugustuhan nyo yung klase ng display na meron tayo dito sa vivo V29. I have to say, the vivo V29 is one of the most beautiful looking display I have seen on this segment. The bezels on the side are very minimal and even yung top and bottom niya manipis din. Okay, so we all know that the Vivo V series smartphones are known for offering excellent camera capabilities. So tignan natin yan ngayon sa aking camera review. Itong Vivo V29 guys packs a similar camera setup doon sa kanyang predecessor, featuring a 50 megapixels main, an 8 megapixels ultra-wide, and a 2 megapixels monochrome sensor. Sa front camera naman niya, we got a 50 megapixels but now has an autofocus and a wider f2.0 aperture for better lit selfies. And to be more specific, Vivo replaced its main camera's sensor from Sony IMX766 to the Samsung GN5. And to explain yung kanyang ring LED flash, kung mapapansin nyo, again, it is significantly larger and has better coverage than the standard two-stage smartphone flash. This will allow us guys for better illumination when working in a very low light scenario, and mas superior siya definitely sa mga standard flash natin. Now in terms of its camera app, wala masyadong nagbago. Ito similar sa nakita natin sa V and X series. Very straightforward yung kanyang zoom selector with 0.6 times, 1 times, and 2 times. Yung primary camera natin is obviously the star of the show. It takes very excellent photo guys with plenty of detail and sharpness. Lively yung colors but not oversaturated. Even when dealing with tricky lighting, the Vivo V29 manages to capture a lot of detail. Something that some of flagship smartphones fail to do. It also captures a good amount of light even without the use of the Aura ring light. Probably because of its built-in optical image stabilization. The ring light comes in handy guys para sa mga low light situations where using the flash isn't ideal. Nai-even out niya yung lighting sa subject natin. Nakakatulong din yung automatic color adjustments niya. Now, ang kinagusto ko dito, kapag medyo matagal na nakabukas yung ating pinaka-ring light, it automatically turns off para maiwasan yung pagkakaroon ng high temperature. It also won't turn on kapag medyo mataas naman na yung temperature niya. Now, in terms of the ultra-wide, ito sakto lang siya guys, even the monochrome sensors. You will notice immediately yung drop sa overall quality ng sharpness niya and color. However guys, kung hindi kayo pala gamit ng ultra-wide, I think it will do the job for those occasional shots. Now for the selfie shooter, this is where the Vivo V29 really excels. Just like the previous model, itong Vivo V29 delivers some of the best front-facing shots. Just like what we're doing right now, shooting in 4K at 30 FPS and naka 0.8 times tayo for that wide shot. Selfies are full of detail and sharpness, and overall, photos are consistent mapa-indoor or low-light shots man yan. So if selfies are your thing, Vivo V29 won't disappoint you. But of course, don't just take my word for it. Tignan nyo rin yung mga sample photos that I will be flashing after this clip. Now, in terms of its performance, syempre pag-uusapan natin kung maganda ba yung kanyang chipset na ginamit, yung battery life niya, and even the software updates. This phone packs a Snapdragon 778 5G. If you remember, this is a slightly older chipset na ginagamit sa mga smartphones na nilaunch last year like the Nothing Phone 1 or yung mga Pixel 6 smartphones. So obviously, this is not the latest and greatest chipset. For everyday use, yung Snapdragon 778G works well naman. It still was able to handle multitasking, switching between applications, and some games without hitch. Although, may mga instances lang talaga na yung animations stutter, especially during the initial setup, but most of the time, the phone is responsive naman. However, of course, if you are into gaming, this might not be your best bet. Now, on the software side, this Vivo V29 comes with a FunTouch OS 13 out of the box. Mukha siyang stock Android in fairness. While I was using it, medyo, alam niyo yun, hindi na siya yung tulad ng dati. It has some useful features like yung multi-window gesture, customizable animation, and themes. And isa pa, Vivo promised na magkakaroon ito ng 2 major Android operating system update and 3 years of security update. Now, despite yung slim dimension ng Vivo V29, kung mapapansin nyo, isa sa pinakamanipis na smartphone na na-review ko so far. It comes with a fairly 4,600 mAh battery pack. I know some of you may find it a bit lacking kasi most smartphone these days 5,000 mAh talaga. But so far napansin ko naman with this phone, just like as most any smartphone can easily do now, this phone lasted me for a full day of usage. Isa pa, at 80 watts, this vivo V29 offers a very fast charging capability. Under 40 minutes lang, and to be exact, 37 yung kinalabasan ng charging sa amin. Siguro malaking effect din yung medyo mas mababang battery capacity talaga. Okay, so if I were to give my verdict for the vivo V29, sa dami rin ng smartphones na lumalabas na nasa ganitong price segment, alam nyo yan, hindi ganun kadaling i-penetrate yung ganong market. Sporting an only bottom-firing speaker, obviously, hindi ito yung pinaka-the best for multimedia usage. Consider na rin natin yung hindi masyadong bago niyang chipset na hindi best for hardcore gamers. These are the only drawbacks na nakikita ko sa smartphone na to. But if you are looking for that smartphone that is lightweight, feels good in hand, yes, in fairness naman, maganda sa pakiramdam pag hinahawakan to, yun nga lang, medyo madulas. Also has a fantastic display with good software that complements it well, and a really good camera capabilities. Then the vivo V29 is your best bet. Lalong-lalo na no, kung ikaw yung tipo ng tao na naghahanap ng smartphone na camera first phone. So yes, actually, that's basically it. Sana kahit pa paano marami kayong natutunan dito sa review ko ng vivo V29. Let me know if may mga additional questions pa kayo sa baba. Again, it's your Tech Girl Mary, and see you on our next video. Bye!